Happy Sunday! Yay! It's Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and it's so good to see you all. If you don't know who I am and it's your first time coming over to our live chat today or the replay, you could check out more information about me in the links down below. Check out my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com, as well as my YouTube members. Check out Patreon, check out Desert Cauldron, a witchy shop that James and I own together. And if you're interested in crystals, maybe you can go check out Light of Riga over on Etsy. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into today. Let's see here. We have some wonderful homies. Looks like already in here. Woo! Lots of chats going on. Caitlin's here. She says going to have to start completely from scratch on the Tarot Tribe Sims 4 game. Hopefully none of us get burned. That's been fun watching, well, I guess being able to see us in sim form and all the different variations. We got to be goddesses last week, which was pretty awesome. Janine, hello, hello. She says, I DM'd Andrew on Instagram. Hopefully he makes it. I forgot to say to him because of daylight savings, the live's at 10 instead of 11. As soon as I finished typing, he messaged me back. Lisa, hello, hello. She says, hello, peeps. Caitlin has, I believe in your own magic, sacred forest, oracle, mystical moments, and feeling vintage today. Hey, guess what I have? I also have the sacred forest oracle today. Susie telling people smash the like button. Thank you, thank you. She says my computer is acting goofy, so no, I am slow on the keyboard today. Hey, no worries. So nice to see everybody. All right. Well, unfortunately, I got to be indoors today because it's quite windy today. I mean, the sun's kind of peeking out finally. It rained all day yesterday, so that was kind of like a bleh. But you know what? The forest needs it. The animals need it. So no worries. And today it's just a lot cooler because of the rain and the wind and things like that. But it's like our temperatures keep trying to rise. It's like whatever weather modification trying to bring it down so that we could have a freezing Thanksgiving. They're like, no, mama guys, like I want it warm. Like, no. So it's like this little battle going on up here. But I'm on a Gaia's side back here. Let's see. Andrew says, good morning again, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome, Andrew. Susie loves the beanie. Thank you. You actually got this from Doll's Kill, and it is so warm on my head. It's like a wool beanie. I'm like, oh. Anyway, how are you guys this lovely Sunday? Do you guys have anything planned for today? Do you guys have anything planned for the week? I know that for folks in America, we have Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday. Some people celebrate it in various ways, and it's not just one type of tradition. Some people don't celebrate it at all, and that's fine too. But let me know what you got cooked up this week. Cooked up, get it? Let's see. Caitlin says, I had to turn my water off for the winter to prevent the pipes from bursting. Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's especially like here when it starts to get real cold, there are a few people that have to winterize their pipes. So they have to turn things off just so that things don't crack and burst, as things swell with the ice. We have to, for us, we just have to put our spigot handle down, try to insulate it a little bit so that the water doesn't freeze. I mean, our well water technically itself isn't frozen because that's well underground. Well underground. But for the spigot that comes up above ground, all the water freezes in there and we don't want the pipe to burst. So, just little precautions we have to take, but it hasn't gotten freezing here yet. Today is supposed to be, I think, one of the colder days. So the high, I think, is 49, but it's supposed to go back up into the 50s again as Mother Nature tries to fight the stuff in the air. So let's see. Susie says, I'm getting the Christmas Yule mood already. So am I. And she's been shopping for Cameron. Very nice. Andrew says, I rarely use Oracle decks. Sacred Forest spoiled me on the other ones. It's so good. I agree. Caitlin says it's supposed to get in the low 30s this week. Woo, woof, woof. I don't know if I'm quite ready for that yet, but it was quite cold last winter. I don't know if it's going to be that cold this winter, because last year at this time it was much colder than it is. It was already dipping into the 40s, getting close to the 30s. It was already kind of freezing-ish at night, and it hasn't really been that way here. So hey, I'm with the land. Whatever it wants to do, we're here for it. We're here to support it. We do have the water running right now in our little creek for our little birdies and forest animals, and it looks like we have first on the scene, we have some doves that have showed up, which is excellent because that goes along with, hello segue, the spell candle that we're going to be creating today. So that's right, folks who are new to the channel or watching the replay. I do a poll over on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. There is a public poll, my YouTube member poll, and a Patreon poll. And I post 4 possible themes for the Sunday live chat. And you guys get to vote what you want most for the Sunday chat, and most of the votes for a spell candle to help bring humanity together. And as we know, it's all about intention, our intentions together, what we want. And so I'm going to talk about what my intentions are with this spell candle. Feel free to create a spell candle of your own or something else that you feel called to, or maybe perhaps you just want to go into a deep meditation and just boom, blast that intention out there. Intention is intention. It's all energy. So whatever you feel called to, go ahead and do it. So, okay, we'll get to that in a moment. I do want to do the weekly reading. But before that, I want to give some shout outs. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you. I love you to all of my subscribers, all of the homies that hang out with us in the live chats, everybody who's ever thumbs up or commented on my videos, especially the channeling videos that James and I create. I think you guys are going to find tomorrow's channeling video to be interesting. If you use social media, as we are on social media right now using YouTube, and maybe perhaps you love the Instagrams, we are channeling Instagram. So stay tuned to see or listen to the entity that we channeled that is connected to Instagram and social media here on planet Earth. So I think you guys are going to find that interesting. We found it interesting. We were like, oh, okay. All right then. So stay tuned for that. That'll come out at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's right. Here in Arizona, we don't change our time. Is that an orb flying by? We don't change our time, but I do have to, on certain parts of the year, I'll say I'm Pacific Standard Time, and the other part of the year, I'll say I'm Mountain Standard Time, but we don't change our time at all. Everybody else around us changes the time, forwards and backwards. It's just that when the West Coast Pacific Standard Time leaps forward, all of a sudden they're on Arizona time, and when they leap backward, we're on Mountain Standard Time, with everybody else. So that's what we are on right now. Okay, and that's not confusing at all. Like, can't the country just come up with one time zone? I mean, well, not technically one time zone, but like no more daylight savings. Like, anyway, so I want to say also thank you to all of my YouTube members. You guys know who you are. Liesel, Kayla, Jamie, Caitlin, and my moderators. I love you guys as well. You know who my mods are because they wield the wrench of power next to their name. And also the YouTube members have a little cat head picture next to their name. Susie as well. Don't want to forget Susie. Susie, also one of my YouTube members. They see the little colored cat head. They're all in the various chakra colors right by their name. Also my patrons, growing actually. I'm like, hey. So I truly appreciate the support. I truly do. There are some people that find various other ways to show their support. They send poems. They want to help collab on videos. They offer suggestions for videos. There was Mirna, who was so kind to send a little teddy bear to me in the mail for my hands when I channel, because I tend to get really it's unconscious when I do it, so but it's just my hands get really grippy and tight. And so it was nice to have something squishy to hold on to when I channel. So thank you to Mirna, who's also one of my patrons. Thank you, thank you. But my patrons, Mirna, Liesel, Sarah, Heather, Lily, Dana, Jamie, Kayla, Syrian, Brandy, Samara, Jason, and Brian. Thank you guys so, so much. Okay, let's go back here. Miss some of your comments. Caitlin says it's supposed to be freezing for me. I hate cold. Yeah, I'm more of a summer baby over here. Lisa says it's bloody wet and cold in England. Susie is not a fan of the cold either. Susie said, yay, looking forward to the spell candle. It is sunny and brisk here today. Not too cold. Susie, she says, we love you. I love you guys very, very much. Andrew says, it won't freeze here yet. That's usually January and February. Very nice. And Susie said, for Cameron, I will. I can't talk him into a warm state for college. He still has a few more years. Nice. Susie's Caitlin bought mine, which was so sweet. And Aurora said, uh-oh, Susie, I think I'm Tara's new favorite. Don't be like a Lady K. Oh my goodness. Okay. So the decks I have for this week, I have, of course, I mentioned it before. This is a few of your guys' favorites. It's the Sacred Forest Oracle. I also have the Raven's Wand Oracle and my Pagan Otherworld. So most of the decks that I was working with last week, I feel sometimes I get really stuck on some decks and I just got to work with them for quite a while. And I'm feeling just really, these are like, feel seasonal to me. They feel earthy to me. They feel very transitional fall, winter vibes going on. And so that's what we'll be using for our weekly reading. Let me know what decks you guys are working with. I know some of you already mentioned your decks. Maybe you're not working with decks. Maybe you're working with runes. Maybe you have your pendulum. Maybe you've got some divining rods, Ouija boards. Maybe you're just pulling down the messages, just channeling straight for them. And that's what these live chats are all about. They're all about, as much as, you know, the messages I have here, but your messages. This is a community, not just one person barking stuff, but a community of people, everybody offering their own guidance, their own intuition, loving messages, a lot of helpful support in here. I love all the new people that join us. And what makes these live chats fabulous is you guys. So otherwise I'd just be a bobblehead on here like doo, 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 doo. But love you guys. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. And also have a little bit of my Palo Santo that I've had for I would say almost 10 years, and it's not quite burned down yet. I've used this Palo Santo quite frequently for a decade, and I've not been able to run out of it. It wasn't a very big stick. It was probably this much bigger. And this came from a friend of mine who was doing basically learning the ways of being a shaman down in the Amazon rainforest. So he was there for a while. He was there for years, just studying, being an apprentice, learning all of that. And he was able to bring back some Palo Santo, some very, very sacred holy wood. And he gifted me a piece, and this wood is just magical. It's like it will never disappear. So it's just the one piece. I only need one piece, I guess, for the rest of my life. But I have my little candle here. This is not the spell candle that we're making, but it's a little candle that I kind of decorated for just the season, I guess. You know, so I have these little like bits and bobs and little pine cones and everything, and I just kind of surrounded them in this cool cinnamon bark candle. And this candle has been burning for like 2 days straight, and it hasn't really burned down that much, which is pretty cool. And I have this like cool little like lantern dish that I got in Julian back in San Diego. So I have that, and that's where I'm going to burn my Palo Santo at the moment. So let's burn it, baby. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. There we go. Let's Palo Santo this baby. Whew. My gosh. One of my favorite scents in the whole world. Just cleansing this space, cleansing my decks, cleansing the candle that we're going to be using. Just getting really centered. And let's pull those cards, man. Let's get to slanging. Okay. Let's see. Caitlin said, Lady K was one of Paula's mods until I arrived. Lady K was jealous of me and Paula's friendship and left. Oh no. Susie said, I'm using the weirdest RWS deck from the 60s or 70s, Zolar's Astrological Tarot, but it's pretty much is the RWS. Very cool. Let's see. Andrew said, Susie, I'm a nerd for decks with strong correspondences. Now I'm going to look that up. Susie said, cool, Andrew. I could do a walkthrough if you would like. I know there's only one online, I think. Oh, wow. Very cool. Nice. Okay, I got some tea in my nice big insulated tea mug. This will basically stay hot for the whole day, but it's not going to last the whole day. I'm going to chug this baby. But I made some chai tea for James and I last night. So it's just a mix of a ton of spices. There's like, let's see, I have ginger, I have cardamom, I have allspice, star anise, cinnamon, peppercorns. I put a little bit of saffron in there to make it extra special. I think there was a couple other spices I put in there. Basically just kind of mixed it all up, let it steep. It's very spicy, so I added a little bit of almond milk to kind of bring out the richness of it, and so that's what I'm sipping on today. All right, spice up your life, baby. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and pull some cards. What do we have for this upcoming week from today all the way until Saturday of this upcoming week here? So let's put this little sacred forest aside and let's bring out the pagan otherworlds again. I like that one as a clarification. Okay, let's see. Our upcoming week. Let's see, upcoming week. What do we have this upcoming week? What do we need to know? Okay. Got a card for that. And by the way, while I'm pulling these cards, if near the end of the chat you would like me to pull a card for you, I do something called super chats and super stickers. So they're little donations for the one card reading. If you're feeling more called to something that is way more personal, something that you don't want online, and would like it to be more one-on-one, in private, then I have those as well. Different readings on my website, kittenswaitsandtarot.com, where there's one cards. I have 30 minutes. I have 90-minute readings. I have consciomancy readings where I get to bust out my seashells. Lenormand, lots of different types. So it's kind of whatever is suited to you. I have mediumship readings, guides, spirit guide readings, one-on-one channelings. So just like the channelings I do with James, you basically get to be in James's spot and you get to ask questions of the entity of your choice. The entities that I channel, however, I don't do any lower astrals. So no lower polarity. Not that I'm afraid of lower polarity, just to conserve my energy. I try not to tap into the lower polarity too often. So there's that. Okay. And one more. Boom. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, hummingbird spirit joy. Oh, I love it. And in the summer and spring, And going a little bit into early fall, we had so many hummingbirds around here. It was freaking amazing. I even did a little hummingbird video, just kind of sort of channeling them a little bit, mostly just letting them showcase, speak as they will. A lot of people seem to like that little video that we created. Let's see, we also have the Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, the Tower. And interesting, um, in my personal readings, I've been pulling the Tower quite a bit for this week. So it's interesting that again, it's coming up for our weekly readings. So it's like that is going to be something that is a part of this, but we'll dive into it and see what message we get from that. We also have the Two of Pentacles. All right. Okay. So I'm going to hold these cards up here. Again, if you guys are slanging cards, you got messages, please post them in the chat. And anybody who watches this replay, make sure you read that awesome chat. Okay, so let me dive into this. Okay, this feels like a week of release. At least it could be for us as individuals. So what I'm getting is, as you know, each and every day, we have our free will. We can make choices as we wish. And so saying that there are choices to be made this week is no different than any other moment of any other day. But however, this week's choices have to do with our deepest shadows and our deepest programming. I know that we're all on a healing journey and we all have different types of trauma, programming, shadows. But as we've delved into these healing sessions, we know that there are usually one or two really deep shadows. They're the shadows that get triggered the easiest. They're the shadows that come up when we feel at our lowest. And these are the shadows that get triggered this week. This is not to frighten anybody, because remember, we want to see our shadows. We want to see what the deepest shadows are, and traumas and programming, because we want to transcend it, because we have the power to transcend it. We've always had the power. But sometimes programming tells us that we can't do it, that it's too big, that it seems too arduous, that we're not strong enough. And that's just not true. That programming was there on purpose. It's there to dim your light. It's there to keep you small, because it's quite the opposite. You are more powerful than you can imagine. And so this week, in a very unique way, for each and every one of us, since we are, yes, a collective of one, but leading individual lives, the deepest, most challenging programming or trauma or shadow comes up this week. And you have a big choice to make using your free will. No one else can make this choice for you. And the choice is, do I wish to allow myself to hold on to this programming, this trauma, this shadow? Do I want to continue to live my life on that path? Some might call it timeline. Or do I want something different? Think more the Fool card. I don't know what lies ahead. All I know is that I have the power of choice at this moment and I want something different. Neither choice is better than the other. It's just what you're ready for at this time. But be cognizant of your choice. And understand that with any choice, there's always a result, something that comes in because of it. And whether people see the choices as light and dark or positive or negative, that's also just programming. It's just how we view our world as a human being. And that there's healing in all choices. There are things for us to see about ourselves in all choices. And so perhaps this feels like it's something for this country or for the world, but we have a big choice to make. And make sure it's one that comes from your heart and not your ego. That's the big thing. They said, and I'm feeling this from source, from all of your collective consciousness, all of our collective consciousnesses, that make sure the choice comes from your heart. And that's the only thing that matters. Other people can judge your choice, whatever. That's their journey. But it's not your journey to please them. It's your journey to grow, to heal, to find who you truly are. And that's what brings us together. So, feels like some big stuff for us this week. I would definitely say don't be afraid. This is a massive chance for some massive healing, I believe, for us this week, where we can really see ourselves in a different light if we choose to. And it's your choice. And it's okay, whatever the choice is, as long as it comes from your heart. And there might be people that want to influence your choice or tell you that's wrong or this is right. But that's just their opinion because they have a different perspective, a different point of view. They're a different human being, and they're on a different journey than you are. So heart-based, that's the big message for this week. Heart-based, get into your heart. I know that when our shadows come up, especially when my shadows come up and my triggers, my traumas, programming, when they come up, my ego is the first thing to respond. My ego says, no. It wants to run away from it as soon as possible. It tries to push it away. It doesn't want to listen to, whatever my higher self has to say, but that's the challenge for us this week. When that comes up, that's when we know we have to, okay, that's my ego. That's my ego. That's my ego. I'm going to push that aside. I'm going to drop into the heart right now, like right now, and be like, okay, higher self, what do you have to say? So that way we get that unbiased opinion, because the ego has a very biased opinion. It has a very definite point of view and journey, and it's very 3D based. But we want that multidimensional base. We want that heart. So, all right. I'm excited for this week, and I'm not. I'm not just trying to be like, oh yes, I'm so excited. No, I truly am, because I've been, I think, as we all have been, going through some deep healing, some deep shadow stuff, for the past several months, perhaps this whole year of stuff coming up. And there are just some things, it's like I'm tired of being triggered by certain things. Like I'm just tired of the same old reaction. I'm just tired of the same old me doing this. I want something different. I don't know what that different really looks like, because I haven't done it before. So I want different. And I know that different, and especially if it's a heart-based one, is going to be something that's more in alignment with my higher self, which is what I've been trying to be this whole time. I've been trying to truly embody my higher self. So my ego might be really nervous right now, but my higher self's like, yes. So let's go with that. I'm going with the higher self. I'm going with the heart. That's the message for you guys as well. Whew. Okay, let's go back, because I know that there were some messages that you guys brought as well. Aura said, I suddenly got earth, wind, and fire in my head. Those three elements are important somehow. Excellent. Susie said, Knight of Cups, a young man with a light brown hair and hazel eyes. Good news, an invitation to a social affair. Funny, because I'm going to a potluck on Tuesday night in my neighborhood. Also, with that hummingbird joy that we got, so that goes along with that. Caitlin says, wow, that would be awesome. I would have to think of who I want to talk to if I win, of course. Kayla, hello, hello. How are you? Happy Sunday. Susan says, love that message. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Source. John, hello, hello. Happy Sunday, John. Susan said, yay, me too. Looking forward to this week. Caitlin said, same. That's why I'm getting more and more anxious of my Hitoshi reuniting. Very cool. Very cool. Susie said, my friend Leela's friend moved to Sholo. I told her you and James live there. She said she would tell her friend. I told her, look at AZ off grid. She said she would. Oh, so cool. All right. More Sholoans in the house. I love it. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, I live in Sholo, Arizona. Well, technically, I'm outside of Sholo because I'm up in the mountains, but that's that's the closest town. That's the town everybody knows. So technically, I'm from Sholo. So very cool. I love it. Okay. For the moment, many people have popped onto this live chat for, and that is the creation of a spell candle. So, just to recap, there was a poll that I did asking people what they wanted for this week, and the majority of the YouTube member Patreon poll and the YouTube public poll was to create a spell candle to help bring humanity together. Okay, sorry, just making room up here because I might make a mess. I love arts and crafts. Okay, so let's have a little sip of tea. Okay, so first and foremost, why a spell candle? So I know that everything is energetic. And when we set our intention, that is the most powerful thing we can do. Something that really helps to make sure that anything that we do, make sure that it is heart based and that we're utilizing that higher self, is sometimes to get the ego to be in a place where it doesn't have much of an opinion. And sometimes to get it in that space is to do something physical, be it spell work, a spell candle, you're creating incense, brewing up a nice cup of tea. But it helps put the mind into, I'm creating something. Well, the intention, most important part of it, actually, like the most important part of it, being what's coming from your heart, coming from your higher self, the collective consciousness. That is what actually helps to make a difference. But we don't want that intention to be blocked in any sort of way from our very biased egos. So that's the point of me creating a spell candle. I want to make sure that my ego is off doing something while my intention in its purest form can just go out there into the collective consciousness. So that's my point of view. A spell candles, other people might have different points of view. And, if you have different points of view, definitely share it. This is a place of sharing. No one person is correct. In fact, the 8 billion people that we have. Caitlin says, maybe if I win, I'll have you channel Hitoshi or Bowie. Bowie would also be good. Okay, so let me know if it's still frozen because it's not frozen on my end. My camera's doing weird things now that I'm getting to a spell candle. So interesting. Okay, so here are the things that I have for this spell candle. Like I said, you guys could create something of your own or something completely different. But this is what I have. And maybe I should point the camera down. Okay, we're pointing the camera down. We're going down, kids. Okay. Okay. So I have some foil here just to protect my tablecloth. I have my little foraging knife here. I'm going to use that to create sigils to carve that into my candle. But here we go. So Caitlin says, I'm useless at crafts. If I get any messages, I'll type them. Okay, excellent. So I was called to use a purple spell candle. To me, even though a lot of people associate it with the crown chakra, to me, it feels like it's really associated with the collective consciousness, like humanity as one. So we're going with purple. this is a semi brand new candle. I did get it from a thrift store, but it was brand new, like brand new at the thrift store. So it was only like 25 cents. Those are the best for me. And I put it inside of a heart shaped glass that I have here. And I put that on top of a mirror. So, whoa, hey, look, there's me. Hey, look, there's you guys. Hey, there's you guys. Hey. But the mirror, what I like about that is I want us to be able to see ourselves in the candle, that we are part of that collective consciousness. We are part of humanity. And I want that reflected back at us, as well as being reflected into beyond 3D. So that's the purpose of me putting it on top of a mirror. I'm gonna put this in here, and what I'm actually gonna do is bring out some of my oils. Um, and my apologies, I won't be able to see the chat so well now because the camera is pointed downwards. But when I was grabbing my dish here, I had one of my little charms in here, and that's interesting because this charm was actually inside of my. I have like a little treasure chest that I keep all my witchy stuff in, and it was in there. So I don't know how it wound up from there into here because I don't think I've ever put it in here before. So, and this was like in our home when the other things in the cabin. So that's interesting. But on the back of it, it says love, live, grow. I don't know if you guys can see that. And it's got a little acorn on the other side. So I was like, okay, well, that's what wants to be with us for this spell candle. So I'm going to go with it. I'm also going to, I have a crystal to help kind of, I guess, really pump out the energy of it. And that is my Fenster quartz. And James let me actually have this one from his shop. And I love all of his Fenster quartz. It's like Herkimer diamond on steroids, basically. And it comes from Pakistan. So we're going to use that. And the essential oils that I'm going to coat this with or dress it with is lavender for peace, calmness, serenity. I also have honeysuckle, which I believe helps us to get us into our solar plexus, or, our personal power. I also have rose, which is perfect for getting us into the heart space and the crown chakra, at least for me. And I'm using balsam, which is also for peace, but also cleansing and purifying. And so that's the energy I want to put into this. I have some herbs that I have, but I'm not going to roll it in herbs. I'm actually going to place the herbs in the dish. And that's one of my other ways to actually dress a candle, make my spell candles. So I have some Yorba Santa, which is, again, going to be very high vibe, very cleansing. I can't not make something with juniper. So this is actually from our juniper forest right here. So I'm going to use a little bit of this because that's a very powerful purifier. Many of our native cultures around here used it to purify one's energy, whether going out on, a vision quest, whether they go out on a hunt, whatever it may be, it was meant to bring you to your most purest aspects. So that's what I'm using juniper for. I also have angelica root, and to me, that's getting you in touch with your truest essence. So your spirit, your soul, your higher self, whatever you want to call it. I'm bringing in angelica root for that. Of course, roses, that heart space. And then when in one of my larger jars, what I have a lot of is my lavender. So we're going to use some lavender as well, again, to promote that peace and serenity. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm going to do a little bit of carving on here. And my intention is to, when I think of bringing humanity together, I think of not saying that we're all going to believe the exact same thing, that we're all going to have the same, religion or belief, and we're all going to believe the same, political thing or the same 3D values or even 4D, 5D values. But I want us to be able to listen to our heart. I want us to drop the ego and get into our heart space. And to me, if humanity can do that, if we can do that, if we could drop our ego and get into that heart space, our truest power, our truest form, that's what unites us. And even our higher selves even though may have different journeys for us and different missions, when we all work together and we recognize those journeys and missions, they're all interwoven, much like a tapestry or, crochet. We're all of the same string and we all get woven together. All these beautiful journeys, all these different beautiful higher selves and souls that I see when I'm tapping into you guys. And so that's the uniting force, that we're all in our highest purpose. We are all on the highest journey together, even though the journeys look different. And so that's my intention with this spell candle, is help everybody to get into their heart, get in touch with their higher self, drop the ego. It's the ego that's dividing us. It truly is, because the ego picks sides. The ego decides he's bad or she's bad or he's right or he's wrong. This is a good person, this is a bad person. We got to do this to these people to punish them for doing this to these people. That's the ego, man. When has any higher self or any heart said destroy another human being in order to avenge another human being? I don't think ever. So that's my intention with this. And when I'm actually going to do a very brief meditation so I can get into my higher self. And I'm going to ask that certain sigils or words be shown to me that would really help bring people into their highest aspect for their best and highest good, so we can all get into our heart space. Okay. So I'm just going to hold this and do a little meditation. Okay. So I'll show you these in just a moment. But the word that I'm writing right now is unite. The other word, untie. Meaning the ties that keep us connected to our ego, connected to our differences, connected to things that divide us rather than bring us together. Of course, gonna not waste this wax. I'm gonna dust it off into here. So we have our words, unite and untie. And then I was being shown a few images. Okay, this image being shown to me with the triangles, one upright, one below. So water, fire, with a line in between, and then these kind of rays coming out of it. Also being shown the rune for protection. And now just little hearts emanating from a big heart, which represents all of us, all these little hearts coming from the main heart, which is source, that we're all made of the same stuff, basically. Individual, yet united from the from the same juice. Okay. All is one. Okay. Feel like the 4 triangles. I just really feel called to triangles and the number 4. The 4 very sacred to the Maya people. This represents the 4 directions, the 4 aspects, the 4 pillars that hold up the earth, the 4 phases of human development, 4 seasons. Okay. So we go. We have all is one. We have our triangles. We have unite and tie. We have our protection as well as our awakening here. We have all of us emanating from source right here. We're all the same and different at the same time. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that in here. I'm actually going to put it like this. Put this off to the side. My little charm that I found, I'm actually going to put it right here, kind of in front of the candle. I don't know if you could see, but it's right there. Actually, I'll turn it to face you guys. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of the essential oils now. And let's start with lavender. So got my lavender. I'm just going to put a little on my fingers. Okay, a little doot doot doot. And I'm going to wipe that lavender all over this candle. Smells mighty fine. Okay, put that aside. And next I want to cleanse, so I'm going to use the balsam. Maybe I should bring a paper towel over. Things are going to get kind of oily, so just a little bit of balsam. Put that there. Okay. And again, while I'm doing these essential oils, I'm not just putting the oils on, but I'm really diving into the essence of the plant or the bark, that it came from. And asking our plant allies, which are also aspects of us, because remember, all is one. And I'm saying, this is my intention, and this is what I'm utilizing you for right now. And I'm asking for your help. So that's what I'm doing. Now we're going to use our honeysuckle. Again, asking for its help, helping us to get into our solar plexus, helping us to remember our true power. Just as I ask honeysuckle to remember its true power, its truest form. Honeysuckle. All right, and lastly, to get us into the heart space, rose. Which also represents to me source energy, crown chakra. Okay. Okay. Give me a moment. I'm going to grab a paper towel for my hands because I'm going to be touching some herbs. Okay. And we're back. Okay. All righty. So first thing, I want to put the lavender down first. So here's my lavender. Come on, lid. All right. So let's go ahead and sprinkle some of that lavender in. Again, asking our plant ally for help. I'm stating what I'm using lavender for to help us calm ourselves. Peace. When we have peace and serenity and we can be in a place of stillness, we can more easily connect to our heart space. We can hear the voice of our higher self. And it's okay if some of these get on top of the candle too. Okay, thank you, lavender. Next, I would like to place my angelica root. Again, connect us to our highest self. When we are in a place of stillness, we connect to that highest form without judgment. That's where we receive our guidance of our mission here, our journey here, who we really are. So a little angelica root. All right. We're going to get into our heart space next with a little bit of rose. So let's do that. Just a little bit of rose, a little bit of rose. Just asking Rose for her help. We sometimes find it hard to hear the voice of our heart. But that voice is going to come in loud and clear now. Okay, next I want to use Yerba Santa, and also why I am using 5 herbs. To me, the number 5 is that of speed, quickness, according to Mayan numerology. And so you drop in these pieces of Yerba Santa. We ask it for its help, connecting us to our higher self, unencumbered by our ego. And lastly, juniper, that of purification, our connection to source. Remember that all is one. That if we fight another, we are reminded we're merely fighting ourselves. Thank you, juniper. I'm just taking off some of the juniper nettles. There we go. Awesome. Thank you, juniper. Thank you to all the herbs. All the herbs that are in oil form that have come together to help us with this. Thank you for the higher selves who helped us out with the sigils. All right. And now what I'm going to do is place this Fenster quartz, which is to me a connection to all the dimensions that surround us in this universe. I'm going to place that right there. Okay, I do have a lighter in my pocket, so let's get that. And we're gonna light this baby up. Just gonna move these things. Okay. Again, setting our intention one more time, making sure that it is as clear as we can get it. We want to unite humanity. In order to do so, we must remove our ego. We must drop into our heart space. We must connect to our highest self. We remember our power, our journey, our mission. We understand that these missions help to unite us. They weave us together, much like the red cord of life. Infinity. Even though another's mission may not be our mission, we may not even understand their mission, we know that in some way it aids us on our mission, and our mission aids theirs. And in this interconnectedness, we become united. We remember that all is one, that I see myself and everyone around me, that we are all just aspects of each other, and that it is the ego that divides us, the ego that sees us as separate, the ego that sees an enemy instead of a sister and a brother. That we are all from source. Every being, every plant, every animal, every mineral, everything from the same stuff. All coming here to be mirrors, much like the mirror beneath this candle. Let's light her up. Okay, we'll let that get off to a good burn. And when it does, I'm going to use my Palo Santo once again. Just making sure all these little herbies are in here. All right. Burning good. I'll make sure to post a picture of this as well on Instagram. For those who missed the live chat, they can see what we created. Okay, I'm gonna take my Palo Santo. Get this baby smoking. The wood that never diminishes. Two, three, four, clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cleansing my own energy too. Oh, a little bit for you guys too. Okay. Whew. I love it. I love it. Okay. I'm gonna move this over here. Move that off to the side a little bit. And push this candle here. And we'll get to the next portion of our chat, which will be our super chats and super stickers. For anybody wanting a 1-card reading, and then after that, I say let's do a nice healing meditation. Nice little guided healing meditation. Okay, let's lift up the camera. Whoa, hey guys. Okay. I just love the energy coming off this candle. And the reason I also wanted a nice big thick pillar candle is because it's gonna burn for a long time, like days, maybe weeks. I just want to keep this flame going. So, all right. Well, thank you, those of us that joined us for the spell candle. Let me know what you guys are thinking of creating. Maybe you're just going to go into a nice meditation and put that intention out there, because really that's the most important thing, is your intention. All right. Susie said, thank you. Thank you, guys. Caitlin said, blessed be everyone. Um, I'll definitely go back and rewatch this portion of the live chat so that I can read your comments, because I wasn't able to when the camera was pointed down. But I know that you guys were probably saying some good stuff, probably had some good messages going on. I think I caught the tail end of Caitlin saying she could feel the heat. So perhaps some of you guys were actually getting some of the physical sensations from these candles. I often feel, things too, like when I'm creating things, like it's somewhere in my body. Like, I just, even though I'm not physically present, like let's say for things like a flame, like you feel the flame, and those things. So amazing. Love it. And, all of your intentions, even though, yes, it's my spell candle and I was putting my intention, this is my creation, but it was also a mix of all of your energy. So, and technically, it's our creation and it's our candle because it's for humanity. It's all of us. So that's just, feeling your guys' energy during that was so cool. So I'm glad it got infused with everybody. That's excellent. Okay, let's have a little bit of tea. Uh, let's see here. And I have, hold on here. Okay. Okay, I have my pagan otherworlds, but also have my bag of runes. So for anybody who wants to do super chats or super stickers, ooh, so much lavender here. We could do one of two things. So if you're going to do a super chat or super sticker, let me know if you want a, like maybe you have a question or something, and, I'll use the pagan otherworlds. But if you just want a rune and a rune message, like something for you personally to focus on this week, just the rune itself, then I'll pull a rune for you. But, let me know. Like, I would like a runic message, or I haven't need an answer to a question, or just, some general guidance, something like that. We can do that with the one card as well. Okay. Whew. I'm going to calm myself down with my tea, because I was kind of in a meditative state while I was making the spell candle. So I'm just like, come back, ground yourself. And to me, tea is a really good way to ground yourself. I have something to share with you guys. Speaking of tea, because I was going to say that oftentimes I like to ground myself with chocolate, which is like one of my favorite things. But I guess we're in the very preliminary stages. But James and I are learning to gain our energy and our nutrition from source. So we've been eating less and less, all the while, less and less physical food, and replacing it instead with source energy. So I am having a tea here, but we probably won't eat until this evening when we have dinner. And I've noticed that I'm not really dropping any more weight. I'm like not, I feel energized. I don't feel tired. I don't feel weak. I always check my gums for my health, and my gums are still pink and fine, and my teeth are still strong. My eyes aren't turning weird colors or anything. So yeah, and my hair is happy. So I mean, my body is like, nope, feeling like you're nourished, you're good. And we've been just trying to get off of food and get onto source food, the food that we are. So thinking more of like the Ouroboros kind of energy. So James did a little source meditation this morning. I still have to do my source meditation. And basically, we just eat source. And it's just kind of what we've learned. We don't want to violate the free will of plants, animals. We want to ascend, dude. Any way that we can try to do that, we're going to try. So we're giving this a go, and I'll keep you abreast of our journey. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty healthy, and it's been going on for probably a month now. And we went from first it was like 3 meals and no snacks, down to 2 meals, no snacks. Now we're down to 1 meal, no snacks. And not feeling any more hungry, because it's like if you start to feel hungry, I just go out and go eat source. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I feel full. So yeah, maybe yeah, oh yeah, Susie, maybe I'll do a video on that. Okay, so we do have some people who would like some readings. All right, our buddy John and Liesel, excellent. Aurora said chocolate makes me sick. Well, it was one of my favorite things, but now I'm okay. I'm okay without it. Okay, so John would like a rune pull. Lisa would also like a rune pull. Excellent. Let's do some runes, man. Susie said my skin is glowing. That's something also oh, sorry, I'm hitting the microphone. My skin is clearing up, and things that I had issues with, physical stuff, not ailments really, just more like surface stuff like skin or, things like that. It's healing. So that's cool. But yeah, I'll keep you guys up to date on that, because I'm like, you know what? Our ascended masters did it. Buddha, Jesus, all the guys and gals of our ascended masters, they gave up 3D basically. They didn't have to die to do it, but they gave it up. So I'm like, we could give it up. We want to ascend, dude. Okay, so let's pull a rune for our buddy John. And let's see here. Something that John can focus on for this week. Okay. Ooh, Isa. So this one more like freeze, halt. You might be doing too much, thinking too much, especially when we are getting so many spiritual downloads and, I want to try this, I want to try this. But this feels like a week for you to just be still. Feel the feelings, understand where they're coming from. Any sort of, let's say ego thoughts coming in, let them come in and try to analyze them one by one with the higher self, with your heart. Drop into the heart. What was this ego thought? Where is that coming from? What is it trying to teach me? This feeling that was coming in, why is it coming in? Where is it coming from? What is it trying to teach me? So this is all about stillness for you this week. I know that there's a lot going on externally. We have stuff on our to-do list. We have stuff that we want to do, in our lives, our career, around the house. There's blah, blah, blah stuff going on the news and social media. And it is all very distracting. And it makes it very hard to hear our own intuition. So I kind of see the Isa also as intuition. Be still, tap into that intuition. Come to a place of stillness. All right. Okay. So especially, especially if we were talking about our biggest trigger, our biggest shadow programming, whatever it may be coming up this week, we're gonna need to learn to be still, dropping into the heart, because the ego is gonna be like, da, 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 all over the place, and it's gonna be really hard to hear the intuition. So let's be still. So I love that message for all of us, actually, too, as well as John. And Jonathan is here, actually. He says, aloha, friends. It's been a minute. It sure has. It's been a hot minute. All right. So thank you, John, for your lovely donation. And Lisa also would like a rune. So Lisa, our sister Lisa, what can she focus on this week? What is the most important thing for her? Ooh, here we go. John says, I need to grease it. Keeps coming through. Nice. Hear it. Okay. For our girl, Liesel, we have the rune for legacy. Yes, Adala. So this is all about where we come from, but also what we leave behind. And it's not so much I'm feeling a physical thing. It's not our physical possessions. And it's not how we wish, people to see us, but more your energy. What is the energy you would like to leave behind? What is the energy that you come from? And really honoring that. And there's a little bit more, and let me go into that as well. Yeah, so you too, Lisa. Like I said, for a lot of us, some of the biggest, deepest stuff that requires our acknowledgement and our healing, but also gratitude. I'm not saying that our shadows and our triggers and programming, that's something to like put negative energy onto, but to understand what it taught us, to understand that it was a part of our journey for a point, and perhaps it aided us to some degree, but it's just no longer needed. It's time to transmute it. It's time to heal it. And so that's part of this legacy, is understanding that things that maybe we may see as like a dark past, or things that maybe we're not proud of, or something that's really hard to see about ourselves, but honoring it. Like, thank you for showing me what that means. Thank you for showing me how it's appeared in my daily life, and that I have the power to transmute it. As much as I had the power to keep it there, I have the power to let it go. And it's understanding that legacy. And that from this day forward, this is the energy I want to put forth. And I'm going to do everything in my power, which you have a lot of it, to put that energy out there and leave that energy behind for the collective consciousness, for all. All right. So cool. Love those runes for everyone, as well as our friends John and Liesel. Caitlin said, blessed be everyone. I'll fix the game again and see you later. All righty. You have a great rest of your Sunday. Lisa said, yeah, I knew it. Susie said, 9/11, Lisa, here a message for you, but in a good way, I think. Hey, those are my numbers, 9/11. I see it all over the place. Caitlin said, love you, Susie. I'll try to keep you alive this time. Nice. Susie said, love you too. All right. Some good messages. All right, so let me know if anybody else would like me to pull a rune for them, or if you have a particular question for our pagan otherworlds over here. Otherwise, with our candle going strong, let me just lift that up so you guys can see. Our candle is going strong. We'll do our guided meditation. And we'll have it stem from what our intention was with this candle, which was to get us into our heart space, get us in touch with our higher self, remove that ego. It's not aiding us in that ascension, although it teaches us a lot, by all the things that the ego believes in, and all the ways it's been a part of our journey. We can thank it for that, but say, hey, what? It's time that I follow my truest form, the one that's got all the power in the world, well, actually, even outside this world, it's source energy, and it's reconnecting to that. Okay, so KDS worker, hey, she says, hi all, sorry to be late, just finished with clients. Hey, no worries. You are actually just in time for a guided meditation. All right, so I'm having another little sip of tea. And you know what? Instead of looking at my mug for this guided meditation, I'll bring it down for our spell candle. Yeah, and I'm just going to have this candle going for as long as it can go. Maybe it'll be weeks, days, Who knows? But it looks like it's burning pretty slowly, so it looks like this candle will last a pretty long time, so I'm happy about that. I love chai with the almond milk. I just like creaminess. I like a nice thick tea, you know? Okay. All right. Since I'm on my Palo Santo kick right now, let's do another little clearing with our Palo Santo. And let's get into our guided meditation. So while I get myself ready over here, if you guys want to get into a nice quiet space, make sure that you won't be distracted or bothered. Maybe you want to go outside. Maybe it's a lovely day for you and you want to go out under a tree. Maybe you want to lay in the grass, sit in the sand. Or maybe you just want to lay down on your bed or sit in a tree, but any place that's comfortable for you so you don't have to focus on the body so much. We want to go inwards. Ooh, all right. There we go. Cleanse it up, you guys. Just cleanse that crown chakra. Cleansing the heart. All righty. Okay, so I'm gonna bring my candle back around here. Come on, candle. You can do it. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna turn the candle around so you guys can see it. Do, 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 do. All right, you guys, get nice and cozy. Susie says, glad you made it to our friend KDS worker, Karen. Susie said, my black cat is watching. Boo Boo Kitty. Aw, Boo Boo Kitty's here. Lots of furry kisses. Okay. Let's get down to our little spell candle here. And you know what? Let's pull a rune for this guided meditation. All right. So we have our rune representative of the ox, representative of the burdens we carry, and we want to let those burdens go. We want to let that ego go. We want to let anything that is keeping us from our journey, from our mission, our messages, our highest self, our connection to humanity, our connection to source. We want to let all that go. Anything that is keeping us from that. Okay. So just put that little rune there for you guys. All right. So again, find a nice quiet space. Get yourself nice and cozy. And I want you to bring your awareness to your breath. Just breathing in and out. Everything on the outside world can wait. As we know, in the reality beyond this reality, time doesn't exist. But there is a time for everything. And in this moment, it is the most important moment. So we're going to focus on the breath. And if you feel thoughts running through your brain, perhaps thinking about things unrelated to the breath, just acknowledge them and let them pass right on by and come back to the breath. Each time that occurs, come back to your breath. No judgments passed. You just let it go. As simple as that. And we return to the breath. In and out. And as we breathe, feel more and more relaxed. We start to feel it at the top of our head, in our crown, As our thoughts slowly dissipate, float on by, being gently acknowledged and then released, we feel lightness. We start to relax all the muscles in our face and in our jaw. Perhaps our jaw is a little slack, allowing the breath to escape from our lips as we inhale through the nose. Feeling the eyes become heavy. Perhaps you want to close them at this time. Allow them to rest, the jaw to rest. As we continue to breathe, we feel that relaxation down our neck, the back of the head, down our collarbone. Those shoulders, just feel them start to drop. Those shoulders that carry so much, but we release those burdens. Allow the shoulders to take a break. And every exhale you make, you feel even more and more relaxed. Like a soothing sensation down your chest, your sternum, feeling it around your rib cage, allowing the breath to come in so much easier, unencumbered by the restrictions we place around our middle. We feel it down in our stomachs, our abdominals, our hips, and like a gentle caress down your spinal cord, the shoulder blades, down the middle of your back. Breathing out your lower back. It's okay if you want to slowly hunch or lay down. You are just relaxing yourself, feeling that relaxation in your arms, your forearms, right down to your fingertips. Everything calm and relaxed down those hips to your thighs, your knees, down to those calf muscles that hold you up all day long. Allow them to take a break. Allow every muscle in your body to be appreciated for what it does for your physical form. And we allow that relaxation all the way down to our toes. Continue to breathe. And in this relaxed state, we are now aware of our heartbeat. To the center of our chest. Let's bring our awareness there. Let's imagine a doorway. And as we enter the heart, we can feel its deep connection with the crown chakra, as well as our solar plexus, our power. And now we move beyond the physical, beyond the chakras, beyond the aura. And in your body, you feel a sensation that is your higher self. And now as the feeling of the body fades away, all you feel is your higher self, your soul, your essence. And as this higher self, the real you, you feel this unique sensation, the sensation of feeling 9 billion souls on this planet, all connected to your higher self, and that your higher self is connected to them. I want you to feel them as they feel you in every aspect of your higher self. And in this energy, you're reminded that you are not alone. And to carry out your mission is important, just as it is important for them to carry out theirs. You feel the tapestry of this world, the interconnectedness, a love like you've never felt before. And as you feel every living being, every animal, every human, every plant, a piece of your higher self, you feel source, a frequency of love beyond words, a power that you are being reminded that you have. Continue to breathe. Allow your higher self to remind you of your mission, remind you who you truly are, remind you what it feels like to be absolutely free, free of division, free of blockages, free of the past and free of the future. The most powerful moment is the present moment, where every decision is the most powerful magic you wield. Be reminded of your mission. See it, feel it, hear it. Taste it on your tongue. How does it smell? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? If it were a color, what would your mission be? Breathe into this. Before we end our meditation, you are being reminded that you will take this feeling with you when you open your eyes. That all the knowledge you've gained here will stay with you. And this will change the course of your present moment. Because in the present moment, you are source. Bring your breath back into the physical body. Feel the physical heartbeat. And if you feel called to, start to bring your awareness back into the form. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. All right. All right, you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me today in this live chat. Thank you for creating this beautiful spell candle with us here today, bringing us back to our truest essence, bringing us back to source, letting that ego go. And remember, whatever comes up this week, acknowledge the ego, let it go, drop into the heart space. That's the message. Drop into that heart space. So KDS Worker says that was amazing. Thank you guys for showing up here today. Thank you to everyone who voted for the creation of this candle, and thank you to everybody who has given us those beautiful messages that you placed in the chat here today. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Have a fabulous Sunday. I will catch you guys later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Mwah. Peace out. Bye, guys.